1 minute, close enough. Hey guys, how you doing? Hello and welcome. So today I decided to take a break from The Witness and transfer over to the incredibly old game, yet incredibly fun game, Shadow of the Colossus. And I'm doing this because I've been having a lot of fun transferring all of my games off of the systems I've transferred them to. So for the PS2, I have a program called FreeMcBoot that soft modded the PS2 that lets me copy the game straight off of the physical media that I own onto a hard drive that I have in my PS2. And so I've been going through that along with my Wii and my GameCube and all those games. And I've been getting them backed up off of the physical media, which is good because one of my games, Luigi's Mansion, was actually, it took several tries to actually read it. It's getting some physical damage on it. And if I didn't make it back up, I would lose my copy of Luigi's Mansion. So I've been having fun taking that and getting it on the system itself, but then also getting it onto my network drive because I like to have some backups of my backups because, nothing lasts forever. And I've been having even more fun taking that and then bring it onto the computer. So as I've been doing this, I've been seeing all sorts of classic games that I just love playing. So I decided, why not bust out the PlayStation 2 emulator and play one of my favorite PS2 games, which was Shadow of the Colossus. So this is the 2005 release of Shadow of the Colossus, which is just an amazing game. If you have a PS2, surely you can find this pretty cheaply. If you don't, they made a remake for the PS4, which I would imagine you could find a PS4 version of this game for sub $30. So neither one's going to break the bank. It's a ton of fun. I know that the PS4 game added stuff, but I don't have a PS4, so I can't play that game. And I like it doing this way also because by doing it this way, I don't have to worry about capture cards. So let me get it pulled up here. There we go. So I honestly have no idea how well this is going to look or work. This is my first time running it. I had problems playing a game called Ico, which is basically the sequel to Shadow of the Colossus. It had some weird ghosting effects. So if we see that when we get started, I'm going to make some quick changes, but we'll get rolling and have a grand old time here. After, of course, the intro to this game goes. Okay, so we start right here. When you start up the game and you don't push any of the buttons, they follow this character around who we find out from the Japanese version. His name is Wanderer, because that's the only name we're given. And we see him carrying or just traveling through all these distant lands on this horse. And it's funny, you see this horse, and I've seen so many forum threads about this horse must be a war horse or something like that. Like people just going to insane lengths to explain what's going on with this with just the horse to try and explain who the Wanderer is and what his story is. Also, hello to Thomas Potts. How you doing? I'm not a cheater on this game. I actually don't know any cheats for this game. I'm sure I could find some, but I don't want them. Like, I have so much fun playing this game all by itself that I don't want cheats. Not Ryan Johnson, how you doing? First to claim first, you certainly are. And Rock Solid Productions, first here with over 8,900 subscribers, which congratulations, by the way, on that, Rock Solid. That is quite the achievement. Way to go. Which I think I saw a post. You hit it twice, right? Like someone saw you hit 8,900 and then decided to be a jerk and unsubscribe just so you fall below it or something. But apparently they came back pretty quickly. I'm gonna guess that was Anti-Trekker. He must have been the jerk who unsubscribed just to drop you below. I'll be to 9K in a week or so. Wow, that is awesome. I wish I was anywhere near that. Okay, does that fit better? So one of the things I've been doing is I got a new camera. which, man, I had the devil's own time getting this camera set up correctly. I had a webcam, which it did a decent enough job. I liked it. It's just I didn't like the color I was getting off it. It wasn't quite good enough. And so I saw all these tutorials about how you can use a Canon camera, one of the Canon DSLRs. So I found some broken ones on eBay and I fixed them up. I hope that I can recoup my expenditures by fixing up a couple more and then selling them. We'll see what happens there. I got a Canon T5 and a T6i, and the T6i, it's not going to be an easy fix. Like the micro switch, which turns off all power to the camera, it came off. Like there's a ribbon cable, and the pad lifted off of that ribbon cable, so there's no longer, like, I can't resolder the switch back on. So somehow I need to like do a jumper wire from the switch onto the next point. I just gotta trace that. Rock Solid, am I on StreamYards? No, I'm not on StreamYards today. I thought about it, and then I decided just for today that I didn't want to have to multitask that much. And you know, whenever I do StreamYards, I love doing it. I love the general chat. The one thing I hate is that my lips are out of sync on StreamYards. And that's something I need to figure out, because especially with doing this route, using the Canon camera, I have to have a remote live view window up and then grab the screen capture of the live view and have, so this is a window capture. It's not a webcam inside OBS StreamYard, or OBS Streamlabs, excuse me. Rock Solid, I will be very interested in knowing how to get the Canon camera to work easily with StreamYard, because like I was saying, right now the way I'm doing it is I'm using the vanilla OBS to create a virtual cam of the window capture of the Canon camera and then piping all that over to OBS, and so my lips always get out of sync and there's just no way for me to easily fix it. Okay, that place began from the resonance of intersecting points, which I know you guys can read, but I also know a lot of y'all like do stuff on the road and listen to this, so I'll read out the text, don't worry. Their memories replaced by eans and not, and etched into stone. By ins? Blood, young sprouts, sky. And the one with the ability to control beings created from light. In that world, it is said that if one should wish it, one can bring back the souls of the dead. But to trespass upon that land is strictly forbidden. Okay, so Wonder, he has a girl he likes, and she died. So he has brought her to this land that is the forbidden sacred land to heal her up. Oh, Nintendo Joe is one who unsubscribed. Well, yeah. So you'll next time I do StreamYards, Rock Solid, please by all means jump on and tell me how to kung fu your camera into the StreamYard app. Hey Kronos, how you doing? Yeah, I decided to go live. I saw that Anti-Trekker had done a super early stream with, you know, we're all doing games today. Bird did City Skylines, and Anti-Trekker did Doom, and I decided to do some Shadow of the Colossus. Ooh, and yeah, I'm gonna have to change the setting. You can see I'm getting this weird ghosting error. I had the same error happen when I did a test of Ico, and just something about the way it's set up, it doesn't work. So I'll get it fixed up here. Rock Solid, you can still do that. What I do is I run the Canon utility software, connect my camera to the computer, and set OBS to capture that window. Okay, yeah, that's what I do too. And there goes the stream. I mean, hi Kronos. Yes, this is a stream, Thomas Potts. I'm not talking gibberish, I'm just talking tech stuff. Hmm? Thou possesses the ancient sword? Nah, it's just a cheap knockoff. Don't worry about it. So, thou art mortal. Are you Dorman? Which I'm pretty sure is Latin for sleeping. I was told that in this place, at the ends of the world, there exists a being who can control the souls of the dead. Thou art correct. We are the one known as Dorman. She was sacrificed, for she had a cursed fate. One of the fun things about Dorman's voice. Please, I need you to bring back her soul. I guess I'll wait for the cutscene to end and then I'll talk about it. That maiden's soul. Souls that are once lost cannot be reclaimed. Is that not the law of mortals? I think I learned that in Full Metal Alchemist, actually. Yeah, you can't bring back the soul. With that sword, however, it may not be impossible. Really? Oh yeah, totes. That is, of course, if thou manage to accomplish what we asketh. Asketh. Wow. What do I have to do? You getting all this? A lot of plot dumping going on. Behold the idols that stand along the wall. Thou art to destroy all of them. I'm pretty sure this is lagging a little bit. But those idols cannot be destroyed by the mere hands of a mortal. I'll work it out. Then, what am I to do? In this land, there exists Colossi that are the incarnations of those idols. If thou defeat those Colossi... Is there anyone who hasn't played this game, by the way? The idols shall fall. Like, I'm curious how much I don't want to give away too much if I give spoilers. But heed this. The price you pay may be heavy indeed. It doesn't matter. Very well. Okay, good. While it's working that out, I'm gonna fix this this weird shadow error I got. Raise thy sword by the light. And head toward the place where the sword light gathers. There thou shalt find the Colossi thou art to defeat. Oh, Cronus, you haven't played it? It's a great game. I highly recommend this game. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to try to fix on the fly here, hopefully. The shadowing. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And thank you, Rock Solid. I see that you said that you just filmed that. Are you kidding me? Okay, so Streamlab is apparently doing the game overlay for everything except my actual game. Okay, so let's get going here. Okay, so that makes me jump. I gotta remember all the buttons again. Crouch. Camera. Wah. Okay, call for arrow. Let's see. Yep, get over here, horse. There we go. I mean, I know where it is. I'm just trying to pretend like I don't. Okay, in a sunlit place, hold the sword using the circle button. Oh, now it tells me. And look where the light beam focuses. Yeah, okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, wow. Let's see. I need to fix some controls here. Horizontal end control. Let's invert that. That went like the completely opposite direction of what I was expecting. Right there. Well, what's going on here? No, that's not the way I like it. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. Yep. It's not inverting it for some reason. Oh, that sucks so much. So usually, whenever I pull the stick to the right, I expect it to go left. Because I'm weird like that. But I'll muddle through this somehow. Come here, horse. No, I won't. I'm going to fix this. I do not like... I do not like it, Sam I am. Come on, horse. Do I have to... Kronos, what do I have... What are you asking me? Do I have to what? And Thomas, he just filmed a quick tutorial for me, which I think we might already be doing it the same way. Okay. Control the reins with the left analog stick. To stop, pull the left analog stick toward you. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know how I'm feeling about these controls. I feel like something's off. I'm just not... Maybe it's been too long since I've actually played a console game. Robert. Hey, Robert, how you doing? See, Turtistan is much more better looking, isn't it? Are you saying this is Turtistan that I'm in now? Yeah, maybe. I mean, overrun with giant colossi who's out to destroy you. I could see that. Cue the cutscene. Oh, do you have to play it? No, no, Kronos, you don't have to play it. But if you're ever looking for a good game for the PlayStation 2 or 4, this is a great game to get. So, this past like 2 weeks almost, it's been way too long. My house has been completely overrun by ants. Okay, using R1 I can grab onto places. Yep, there we go. And then jump. Because it's been raining non-stop down here. So all the ants have are trying to get out of the rain, basically. You know, they try digging down deep. That doesn't work, so then they start coming to houses. So we've just non-stop been trying to get them to knock it off and go away. Man, it feels like it's never going to end. It feels like they're always just going to be with us. But it's a new roommate. They don't contribute to the rent. They don't. I gotta do R1, don't I? There we go. They don't do grocery bills. They don't clean up after themselves. They're just mooching. Ugh. Hurry up and move out. And it's really annoying because, like, I put down, let's see, R1 and triangle to roll. There we go. Like, I put down ant killer, and right after I did it, like, rained. And so I think a lot of it got washed away, making it completely a waste of time and effort that I did that. I tried spraying down the inside of the house with ant deterrent stuff. Nothing. Just everything I do, they just keep coming back. Oh. Come on. You can do it, Wanderer. Chronos, real ants or ants? Bug ants, not aunts. If you want to go proper honest, aunts. Rock Solid, this is Shadow of the Colossus, and I am playing it on my computer. My PlayStation 2 is right over there, all nice and pretty, and I've been going through and I've ripped all my games off of the physical off the physical CDs, and I put them on my PlayStation 2 years ago using FreeMcBoot. And then recently I have I've copied my installed files over to, hold L1 to look at the Colossus. Okay. I copied those files over off of the hard drive onto my network as a backup of my backup, as it were. And so with the PS2 also, you have to make sure that you get the BIOS off of your physical PS2. It is not legal to download that BIOS off of a website. But thankfully, there are lots of very helpful tools that will do that for you. So that's one of the things I really do like about modern gaming, that they've made it very easy for you to do your own backups. Like, there's no reason for me to ever need to visit a ROM site. I can do everything right off my own system, and I love it. Yeah, I don't have fancy capture cards, or else I would enjoy playing on the original system. But you know, this gets, I will say this for it. I like that I'm able to, hey buddy. I like that I'm able to, I don't have to worry about like doing hardware mods to get better graphics out of it. I like that I don't have to worry about buying a device like the FrameMeister. Which, if y'all guys don't know, if you love playing on physical media, there is a device that's the FrameMeister and Rock Solid. I know that you know the other one, that it does a great job of upscaling your system. So you might have to do some hardware modding to get the most out of it. Man, this camera is killing me. No matter what I do, it's doing the same thing. So you might have to do like some modding to get some better systems out of it, or some better graphics out of it. But beyond that, you just don't need it. Okay, here we go. So I gotta, every time I find one of these spots, I gotta stab him. But I gotta get it a little better time than that. Okay, so he jumps down. I grab him. So this is a game of boss fights, by the way. Basically, there is nothing except boss fights in this game. Oh man, I'm gonna fall. This guy won't stop walking long enough for me to jump up to the next spot. Oh, there we go. Come on, quick. Come on. You can do it, Wanderer. You can do it. Oh, quick. Get up there. Darn it. Crap. Okay, I ran out of stamina, so I'm going to have to run around for a minute. Come on. One more time. I do not know why this is not inverting the way it's supposed to. Either it is, and I'm literally too dyslexic to tell that it keeps changing for me, or it's not inverting the way I expect it to. I'm just going to have to get used to it the way it is now. He's saying, Rock Solid is saying, you don't need a Frame Master or OSSC. Get a Retro Nick. You know, I don't think I've seen the Retro Nick before. Okay, let's try this again. Oop. Ah. I'm gonna make everyone sick until I can remember the controls. Okay, hurry up, Aiko. No, that's someone else. I'm right. Hurry up, Wanderer. Okay. There we go. I really wish I could see the overlay. There we are. Okay, now in fact, hold on a second. I'm gonna pop out the live chat so I can see this a little better. Darn it. I wish Streamlabs was just a little bit more intelligent about how they did the or Streamlabs was a little more intelligent about how they did their detection of whether or not I'm playing a game that I want to be seen. Well, this will work. Okay, guys, let's get back here. Cinnabon Bunny, I was napping on the couch. Oh, well, thanks for joining in. Just like the song "Everyone Lies." I'm not familiar with that, Kronos. I'm familiar with "Everyone's Just a Little Bit Racist" from Avenue Q, but not "Everyone Lies" just a little bit at the time. And Mrs. Anti-Trucker, hey, how you doing? So glad you dropped in. John DeMarco, hello, right back at you. Horrible Krogan jerk, Thomas. No, just because I'm going through countryside killing giant colossi, it doesn't make me horrible. Let's see. Yeah, Thomas, stand under his butt. That's exactly what I need to do. Roxal is saying that the Retronic is a 2x. I'm pretty sure he meant line doubler. It takes 240p from NES, SNES, and N64 and doubles it to 480p. And, you know, that's one of the things you really got to keep in mind with. Whoops. Oh. It's one of the things you got to keep in mind with these older systems. There's only so much you can do to the signal. Like, you're starting off with a bad signal. Or bad... Not signal, but a bad resolution. Like, there's only so much you can do to improve that. And line doubling is one of the... It's one of the fastest ways, and it is one of kind of the nicest ways. Sorry, you know, Rock Solid, he said, Retro Tink, not the Retro Nick, excuse me. Okay, there we go. Crouch down. Now I can climb up this guy's back and try and get to the next spot to stab him with. Okay, crouch down. There we go, buddy. Yep, there we are. John DeMarco, nerd pronunciations are hard. They are. I have a hard enough time just with like regular names, you know? Like Walter Koenig. It took me so long to figure out how to actually say his name right. Which is Chekhov. Okay, so he's going to try and throw me off because he doesn't like me stabbing him in this special glowy spot. Which hopefully I can hang on this time. Okay, come on, come on, come on. One of the balancing things you have to do in this game is the longer I let my attack charge up, the more damage I can do, but the more he has time to shake his head around, and it's really hard to strike that balance. Okay, quick, 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 quick! Come on. Yeah, there we go. Matthew, me too'd it. What did I do? Is that the monster from Conan, the one movie? I don't know. I've never seen any of the Conan movies. I've seen Case Closed, which is a different Conan, which is a manga about a teenager who's like a Sherlock Holmes who is given an experimental drug and turns back into a child. Okay, run, 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 run. And then the black slimy stuff gets absorbed into our bodies. Like you, oh Roxa, like you tinker with stuff. Retro tink. Okay, thank you. That did make it a lot easier for me to pronounce. I guess I got Sonic on my brain, thinking Robotnik. Would I like to save? Yes, please. I don't think I'm getting any feedback. So I'm using a PS3 controller, but I don't think I think I should be getting some haptic feedback, but I'm not. It's hard for me to actually remember what should be getting feedback. Yeah, Kronos, I've never seen Conan the Destroyer or the Barbarian. And so now we have one of these shadow creatures standing around us. And I can't do anything but control the camera. Ooh, a spooky camera shake. So I had my son did just the most hilarious thing today. My second born son, we have this game called Omega Virus, which is it's a board game with an electronic interface. So you'd have the board all set up, and on top of the board you'd have like this little square thing, and then you type things into it. Like it's only 4 buttons, so you type numbers into it. And that would let you search rooms on the board, and it would let you attack other players and do things like that. And so both my boys just love this game called Omega Virus. So we were sitting around talking today, and all of a sudden my second born, he goes, "When Omega is over, I would like to go see a friend." I'm like, Omega? What are you talking about? He's like, the virus, Omega. And I suddenly realized that he was trying to talk about the coronavirus. But the only virus he could think of was Omega virus. Okay, our next opponent is in the seaside cave. It moves slowly. Raise thy courage to defeat it. And it just had us just splitting in laughter. He's such a funny kid. The way he thinks about things. And yeah, I know I've never seen any of the Conan movies, which it's one of those things where it's really not something that interests me. If thou should findest an altar similar to that one, the one in the middle of the screen. Let's see. Offer prayer before it, and thy wounds shall be healed. Well, that'll be useful. Yeah, Thomas, I'm stabbing him in his special glowy spot. That is both what I said and what I did. Apparently, there was a Kroll Atari game. I didn't know that. You know, I honestly haven't played too many Atari games. I had a friend that had the Atari growing up, and I remember playing Pitfall on it. What was the other game I played? There's some jungle game where, you know, Atari, these games, they did not explain anything in these games. And so half the challenge of the game was really just figuring out where you're supposed to go. Come on. Okay, I need to hold up the sword, which was the X button, right? No, that makes him go. Can I not do the sword on the horse? I can duck. Okay, get off the horse. Let's see. I need to be going that a way-ish. All right. Kronos, I'm smart and derm at the same time. Yeah, me poo. Blast these controls. Okay, yes, Robert. From now on, every time I raise the sword to try and figure out where I'm going, I need to do the He-Man line. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. I just don't have the reverb to really pull it off right. Get control of that horse. Let's see. Is this? I have the power. Down there. I think it might be the one down there. Yes, Kronos, you can type that there. I think the only word I have configured to like just flat out censor would be F-bombs. Beyond that, I don't have anything set up to censor. So I don't know if I've told this story before. This is a great story. Back in the day, before my current job, so what I do is I own a company. My wife owns a company. I work for it. Is I go out to industrial job sites and I program these industrial controllers. It's really fun. Every job is different, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Before that, way before I started to do these programming of industrial controllers, called PLCs, for programmable logic controllers. I was in the IT industry. My job was I did desktop support mainly. Let's see. Nope, didn't want to do that. I want these fruit things. Do I have my bow and arrow yet? I don't think I do. Rats. If I had my bow and arrow, I could shoot um, I could shoot those gourds. I forget what they do. It either gives me more health or more stamina, but either way, I could use it right now. So I mainly did desktop support. There's a while I worked for a company where people would bring in their computers and you'd fix it up, which means I got really really good at at cleaning up viruses. Like that was the number one thing people would bring in. They had clicked on some link they shouldn't have, been going to some site they shouldn't have been going to, and lo and behold, they had a virus, and I'd fix it up and get rid of it. So at this one place, the last place I worked at before I got into the programming field, is I was in charge of things like the Cisco phone system, the network routers, all sorts of good fun things like that. And one of the things they did is they had an integrated chat messaging program. It wasn't Skype, but it was like Skype. It was like the Microsoft version of it. I forget what it was at the time. And in there, I found a setting where I could limit the things people could say. Like if I didn't want them, saying anything inappropriate. So my mind was only on, it was a help call center. And I was thinking, oh man, we don't need these low paid, surly tech support people to be cussing up a storm on the chat, and then before you know it, they accidentally do that with a customer on the line instead of just chatting between each other, and oops, now we have an incident. So I set it up to block one single word, the F-bomb. I brought that company to its knees. Managers were calling me up for days saying that they weren't able to communicate to their employees. I had my boss coming in, and we had a great laugh about this, but he's like, Matt, you got to undo this right away. but just the fact that by blocking a single word, I was able to cripple this company. It's something I will never forget. Man, I am not getting this stupid lizard. I need that lizard. If I can get that white lizard tail, I'm able to increase something. I think I'm gonna need the bow before I go any further. So we'll just exit out of here. Yes, Cronus, I literally figuratively killed a company. Okay. Offer prayer. How do I offer the prayer? There we go. And Rock Solid, thank you. I will be sure to look at that on Discord. Binkman, when someone asks if you're God, you say yes. John, that was John saying if you can't communicate without the F-bomb, you need to expand your vocabulary. Yeah, that was kind of my thought process too. That surely, my thought process was literally, I'll block this one word. It is the mother of all curse words, as they say in a Christmas Story. And I will prevent embarrassing situations where some tech support person they type into the wrong window. It happens all the time in these call centers, and we just won't have to worry about that. And at the same time, surely there is no manager out there who is talking like this to his employees. Oh, young Matthew, I was so naive back then. But obviously there were, and obviously I brought that company down for literally a day. And then for a week after that, I would have people coming up to me saying that their chat program wasn't working, that they would type in a message and it wasn't working. The message wasn't sending. They weren't able to communicate. And I'm like, guys, look, I'm sorry. I've taken the restriction off. It takes a day for it. It immediately went in, but for some reason, to take that restriction off, it took several days, which really slowed down communications. But at least it didn't grind us all down to a stop. Ooh, good thing the horse stopped. Robert, frack the Battlestar Galactica. It's better than the... Or frack from Battlestar is better than the regular F word anyway. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Somewhere down here. I hope I get my bow soon. I'm going to be real annoyed if it turns out I could have selected at any time with, say, the D-pad. Something I haven't touched at all yet. I bet it's with the D-pad. Let's see. Let's jump off real quick. Survey says... Darn it. Oh my goodness. What is this nonsense? Wow. Okay. That must be the control that I was able to change over here. Options. Yeah, that's the control. So first of all, shoot. Let's change that. I think that was fine. And then let me change my weapons. Okay. Let's see. When I push right, I look left. When I push right, I look right. Okay, I need those to match. I'm not going to be able to do this game with them mismatched like that. Sorry, I'm having to work this out here real quick. Okay, so now looking will have the same effect as that. Okay, we should be able to work with this now. Roxella, you want to go to Discord right now? Come on. Fine. I guess that's the thing we have to do. All of us immediately drop what we're doing and go to Discord when someone asks us to. John DeMarco, I'm trying to imagine Instant Ricky as an employee when I turned on the restriction. Ooh, okay. So I'm not doing a window grab. If I had a window grab, I'd bring this over. But let me go ahead and copy that link. And then we will drop that link into the chat. So this is the Retro Tink. Should you buy the RetroTink 2X video processor from Rock Solid Production? And I'm pretty sure there's a store he talks about often. Is it SD Game Swap? Is that File Mics? I might be plugging the wrong store. But by all means, Rock Solid, plug away your store that you use all the time. I remember they have some special type of bucks that they use, which are treated Castle Cash, which are treated like actual cash. Castle Mania Games. Not your store, just so when you work. Okay. My bad. Icky links. No, I look forward to actually checking that out. Is that... Oh, that's the end of the world. Alright. Horse doesn't like water. Where's the cave? There's a cave, maybe. No. Okay, somewhere around here there's a cave. And by getting close to the cave, it triggers the next boss fight. Here's the cave. Ooh, I'm getting some lag. Yes, this is the cave, and I think it's a good thing I figured out how to pull out my bow, because I'm pretty sure I have to shoot his hoof with the bow to get this game going, or get this fight going. Okay, I definitely need to tweak some settings here, because this isn't as bad as when I first started to do emulation way back in the day. Before when I was a kid, I didn't understand the importance of owning the games you were playing, as it were. Let's see. So I started to play some N64 games, and it was, oh man, it was so stuttery, those games. Okay, now come try to crush me, right? Hurry up, hurry up. Right. Shoot, I missed. Ah! Okay. Okay, he fell. Now what? What do I have to grab onto? Nope. 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 There we go. There it is. Yeah, I do need a tank. Thomas Potts. Breaking news. Life with Matthew stole games as a kid. Unfortunately, it's true. I was a minor. If that makes any significant kind of difference for anyone. But yes, I honestly, I didn't understand the significance of owning the games. You know, I was young and dumb. Oh, man. I'd forgotten how janky these physics were. Like, it's a real fun game, but the controller physics do often leave just a little bit to be desired. Let's see. Now, there's a special glowy bit on his backside. A minor or a minor. Minor Cronus. M-I-N-O-R. And humorously, Cronus, you say I need a tank, but one of the games I first tried to play on an N64 emulator when I was a kid was in fact Battle Tanks. Oh my goodness, this controller. And it was, oh man, it was so stuttery, it was unplayable. Oop, grab a hold, don't fall off. And now, I mean, now computers have gotten so powerful, you never have to worry about that kind of stuff. Except just a minute ago, I totally had to worry about that kind of stuff. You know, I do wonder, one of the interesting things about emulation is how many official emulators we have out there. Like, until recently, most things weren't hardware clones. I mean, being able to do an NES system on a chip emulator is pretty cool and new. I'm glad we got it because it definitely does a better job than the software emulation we have nowadays, or the software emulation they were doing at that time. But I do wonder what the limits of emulation will be. Oh man, that punk. He shook his head right before I stabbed him. Made me miss. Okay, let's back up a little bit. So I don't want to get thrown off here. But like I wonder, will one day will there be a PS4 emulator out there that computers could reasonably play one day? I kind of feel like we're hitting the limit where we are pushing our consoles past the point where a computer could reasonably emulate it. There we go. I know your thoughts on that, Rock Solid, and I respect that. I obviously have no problem playing on an emulator, but I will say this every single time: 100% the only way I will ever use an emulator is if I own the system, and if I own the game, and furthermore, if I have personally made the game backup myself. Yeah, Roxella, I know, but I get that argument, but that's not all that they do. I know that's what most people do use them for, but just because most people use something for an illegal purpose doesn't mean that you should throw the baby out with the bathwater. That for those who do use it legally and use it correctly, I think they're a great thing. And frankly, I mean, emulators, I mean, the Wii has an emulator. The PS2 has an emulator. They're just official emulators within the system. And I mean, the Wii has a licensed NES emulator. So emulators in themselves aren't evil. But a lot of people do use them for illegal purposes. There's no two ways around that. And Thomas, that is exactly why I do believe that emulation is such an important thing. Thomas Pod is saying my Battle Tanks game doesn't work anymore. If you had been able to make a backup using the, what was it called? The, was it Dr. Z, I think it is? Dr. Z? Project Z? Z60, no, that was an emulator. I think it was called the Dr. Z. Excuse me. I think it was the Dr. Z. And the Dr. Z is a fascinating thing. So for the N64, they created a device. You'd plug your N64 cartridge into, I want to say it was the Dr. Z. And then you would plug the excuse me. I got the burps there for a second. And then you would plug the Dr. Z into the N64. And doing that system, you would be able to grab a ROM dump of the ROM you were playing. The Battle Tanks was N64. And you know, Rocksolid, man, I plugged this guy's channel once. I've never talked to the guy personally. Let me try and find it here real quick. Because Rocksolid is absolutely right. The N64, it has a classic issue where the cartridge meets the pins that you plug into the slot. It flexes and it creates breaks in the traces of your cartridge, and it's meticulous and time intensive work. But if you get a voltmeter and set to continuity mode, you can trace out where the break traces. Oh gosh, what is this guy's name? He does these great videos of fixing up cartridges he finds on eBay. So not just N64 stuff, but Retro Repairs. That's the guy's name. Let me drop him into the chat if I can. There you go. Thomas, watch his videos, because usually what it is, it's usually just a break right there in the trace. You scrape just a little bit of the PCB back and do a single tiny wire, just a little repair, to solder it onto the board, and you get your game back. That's what, I don't want to say 90%, but that's what a large percent of them break down to being the issues. No, do not do that. Rock Solid, it works. When the problem is a broken trace, that's the only way to fix a broken trace. Now, if the problem is something like a blown capacitor or something, you got to deal with that as the situation arises. But when the problem is a broken trace, there's just no other way around it. Let's see if I can get one more boss done. And so yeah, so Roxal is saying it's not a broken trace. Like I said, the important thing to do is to do a very careful continuity test. And with that, you will find out 100% if the trace is broken. Thomas, I'm worried if I take out GoldenEye from my N64, it might not work if I move it an inch. I get that. Which, in that case, I mean, are you having problems with every cartridge you put into your N64? Because that might be an issue with your connection and your connector port, and not your actual games. And yeah, Rock Solid's 100% correct. It is often the oxidation of the copper pins. I'm assuming you've gone a little bit beyond that step, to be fair. Thomas is saying, I think my N64 is a problem. I bought a second Battle Tanks game and it didn't work. Yeah, Roxal is probably... I'd go with his route at this point. Send it to him. See if he can't fix it. If you want to try some quick stuff for that connector port, on a game you don't have a particular love for, you can put isopropylene on it, on the connectors, and then work it in and out of your slot a few times. Often that will clean up the connector pins itself, but that's like a really low level problem, like a low tech solution. It's usually not going to address your underlying cause. Like, you might just need to replace the connector slot. Which, I mean, these things, I do a lot of soldering in general for my job anyway, so I don't consider them hard. I don't know how comfortable you are with soldering things yourself. If you are not comfortable with soldering, then don't potentially damage your system trying it. If you are very comfortable with soldering, then there's no reason not to. Let's see. How do I pick this thing up? Is this the one I want to pick up? I hope I picked up the right thing. Now I'm thinking about it, I think that there might be one fruit in here that that decreases my stamina and wouldn't be something I want. But we'll see. Okay, that definitely sent it up. And that's my health. Okay, so these fruits give me more health. Did I miss any? I think I got them all. So, Kronos, a lot of people misunderstood the issue going on with their NES cartridge. And they would think that if they blew into the cartridge, it would fix the problem and make it work. But that actually isn't what's happening. Nintendo had a lockout chip, the NES 10 lockout chip, I think it was. And if it didn't have a good connection through that chip, the game wouldn't boot. And usually all that it took is you putting the game in a couple times for the good connection to be made. And that's why people thought blowing into it solved it. It wasn't. It was just the act of reinserting the game to get a better seat that was solving the issue. Which there are great ways to bypass that chip. It's a hardware hack. You can cut the pin off that checks it entirely, and it will be disabled. That's a really brutal way of doing things. A better way is just soldering a wire to ground on that chip, and it bypasses, does the same thing. A lot less. It's good for multiple reasons. One, it is a lot less permanent just to do a temp wire that you could undo later than it is to cut one of the pins off a chip. I mean, there ain't no coming back from that. Darn it. That punk, he knows he's toying with me. I remember one of the things I did to my Nintendo was I got rid of the that noisy regulator it had on it. I dropped in just a straight 5-volt connection to it. But then I had to carefully label it because I didn't want someone trying to plug in a standard NES power supply to it and burning out my NES. I did that as a stopgap measure. One of the things I wanted to do, I wanted to put a less noisy voltage regulator in there. Have more of a nice switching regulator instead of the linear, what are they called? LDOs, I think it is. Oh, Kronos. That's sad. I love my NES. I don't have anything other than just the lockout chip bypass done to it and the voltage done to it. Beyond that, it's just a regular plain Jane NES. And unfortunately, by doing my voltage thing, it means I can't use my RF connection anymore. But I don't really care too much about the RF connection anymore. I don't even have a TV that could accept that readily. You know? Oh. Man, these lizards. This game mocks you. There we go. Got the punk. That's better. Let's see. Roxall is saying isopropylene is a great cleaner, but you often need more than what that does. And it's true. Like whenever you get bad oxidation on your pins, you frankly need a little abrasion on it. And when I say that, sorry, let me be very clear what I mean. I mean like a little eraser often just cleans up those pins. I definitely do not mean to give the impression of someone going in there with like a sandpaper or something. Like, oh man, no, don't do that. And Tom is saying, I found my Sega Genesis this weekend. The games, the console, the controllers, but not the plugs. Are you talking like the video cables or the power cables or yes, you're talking about both of them. Let's see. I have the power. Okay, I need to get behind these mountains. All right. Both plugs. That sucks. I mean, at least that's not a really hard thing to get. Like Amazon, they have plenty of, third-party Genesis connections. In fact, I need a Genesis. I need a Genesis real good. Genesis had so many fun games to be played on it. The Genesis and the SNES. I don't have either one of those right now. It's just an odd gap in my console library. I mean, worst comes to worst, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the retro gaming people that hang out in this community has a has a link to something that you could use. Let's see. It's back that way? Darn it. Hey, Cinnabon. You missed your Dreamcast? Dreamcast had some good games on it. In fact, one of my favorite games, Skies of Arcadia, originally came out on the Dreamcast. I have it for the GameCube, which is pretty much like the definitive way to play Skies of Arcadia. I've looked around a lot. I'm not ashamed to admit about is there any chance that they're going to make a Skies of Arcadia remake? The makers have come out and explicitly said that they have zero desire and zero plan to ever make a remake of Skies of Arcadia. Which it's just a pity. It's the orchestra score for Skies of Arcadia is one of the best video game scores out there. I thought about playing the game as one of my playthroughs, and I decided not to because it's a JRPG game, and so much of a JRPG is you sit there and you fight the same monster over and over and over again as you level up your characters. And I decided that probably wouldn't make for a fun viewing experience for anyone. Not that a game of me trying to solve line puzzles is really that much better, to be honest. But I thought the JRPG might be a line too far. I know. I might mix it into the rotation every once in a while. Did I miss it? Rats. I went the wrong way. No, not massively multiplayer games. A JRPG, a Japanese RPG game. So, turn-based battles. You fight your monsters. You shoot magic at them, stuff like that. Like Final Fantasy. Yeah, Kronos. I said rats. Sorry, I know. I really need to clean up my language. I also let a shoot come through a minute ago. But yeah, I mean, Skies of Arcadia, it has beautiful music. It has an astounding plot line, lots of fun little adventure hooks in it. But it's an RPG game. I don't think that'd be fun to watch. Thomas, I figured out why Sonic was running by himself in the PS4 Sega Classic game. I forgot to push start. Forgot to push start. Yep, that might have something to do with it. Thomas saying he's sure he has his cables in the drawer somewhere. Just gotta find them. Excuse me a second, guys. Sorry, I hope I didn't sneeze in everyone's ear right there. Also, you probably can't tell, but I've changed my setup quite a lot. When I started to fix up the cameras, I decided that I need to rearrange my my little desk environment. So now, instead of a green screen awkwardly behind me and me being stuck and stuff, I rotated my desk, so now I got the wall behind me, and it makes it much easier just to have the green screen right across, like slapped up right against it. It made everything feel bigger. Like I was starting to feel a little stuck and claustrophobic. Because like I would have the green screen taking up, like sitting right in the middle of the room. It made the whole space feel uh, trapped, basically. Because this is also my working office, so I didn't want to feel trapped all the time. Let's see. Come on, get around this corner. Ah, stupid lizard. Okay. Oh my goodness, this game is out to kill me. Ah, darn it. The camera got stuck at an angle, so I couldn't actually see the lizard, and all I did was scare him, made him run away. Let's see. Robert, I know the PC gaming community is upset at the developers of Diablo not releasing a PC version, just a mobile version. What was Anti-Trucker playing today? I thought Anti-Trucker was playing the new Diablo. No, green screens don't stick to me. They do. Like, it was literally right behind me, like way squeezed up to me, so I couldn't. Like, I was literally like just stuck in here. And so now I have a good 3-4 feet behind me. I don't have to feel like I have to lose my whole office space just to have a green screen sitting there. Because remember, my green screen is not fancy like Anti-Trucker's. Mine is one of those muslin, M-U-S-L-I-N. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sheets that I didn't want to pay, $50-$60 for a green screen stand, so I paid $10 and built my own out of PVC pipes from Home Depot. There's the lizard. Don't go anywhere. Darn it, I had one request of you. Thomas, muslin with an M. Oh, with an N, not with an M. I know everyone's really enthralled by the part of the game where I hunt lizards, but just bear with me. It's taking a little bit longer than it should. Stupid lizards. See, this is why I think the game mocks me. There it is. Whenever I go up high, the lizards hide down low. And a developer made it this way. Like, these aren't just random movements. The developers were sadistic jerks who decided to intentionally make that lizard sit up there and laugh at you. See, he's right there on the ledge, and as soon as I get up there, he's gonna flee. No, unfortunately, you can't stomp on them. I wish you could stomp on the lizards. It'd make life a lot easier. Well, I'll try running up there one more time. If that doesn't work, then I'll just try to find this boss again. See, look, the little punk just ran to the other side as soon as I came around the corner. Or is it a dragon? No, I'm pretty sure it's a lizard. Definitely just a little lizard. Rock solid. Yeah, that's... Are we not saying the same words here? He was playing Doom. Isn't that what we were just talking about? Oh, Diablo. Oh, wow. Yes, Wow. I definitely did that. I definitely was referring to Diablo as Doom. That is pretty noobish. I might as well just turn in my gamer card. Okay. I feel like Elmer Fudd hunting wascally wabbits. Except this time I'm hunting lizards that somehow give me more stamina. Huh. That's a sentence. Yes, Doom is not Diablo. I realize my mistake. There's the stupid thing. Okay, play it cool. No, don't shoot an arrow. That's not playing it cool at all. I could have caught this stupid thing 5 times over by now if it weren't for these camera controls. Ah! Okay, let's get up high here. Ah! Going up high, Kronos. Going up high. Not getting high. Although, I mean, technically speaking, he is getting higher. Okay, you see that lizard punk? He's in the one spot where he knows I can't get him. This is why I'm pretty sure the developers are evil people. It's moments like this that make me want to support piracy, I tell yous. And did you see the punk? Oh my goodness. He's gonna make me blow an aneurysm. That's it. I'm out. I'm out. Let's go kill a boss. I don't have to sit here and take this from a lizard. Okay. I have the power. Breaking news. Matthew is out. Yeah, I'm not sticking around. I got beat by a lizard. You know, it feels that way a lot, John. It does feel like you got like it's hard to get the lizards than it is just to beat the bosses. I mean, I get it. You don't want to make it so easy that it loses meaning. Because it's supposed to be a special thing. You defeat the lizard, you get more stamina. So you don't want to make it a super easy thing to do. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. You're just being jerks and you know it. Like, especially because when you pull the bow, when you notch it, instead of looking where the camera is, the camera will move to whichever way Wanderer is looking, which is just all kinds of annoying. Okay. Somehow I gotta get into, like, he's inside that mountain region. Kronos could make a joke and we were called jerks? No, developers were called jerks. I mean, I might call some people abrasive at times, but I don't think there's anyone in this community I would call a flat out jerk. All right, Thomas, you take it easy. Kronos is saying I'm a jerk. I don't believe that, Kronos. So one of the things I've been doing is I wanted to watch season 1 of Picard in one go and see if I still enjoyed it as much as I did watching the episodes individually, or if my enjoyment of it decreased. And I have to say, I pretty well still enjoy it. I did notice, however, watching it in one go like this, I wouldn't like it's hard for me to call it Star Trek. I know that Star Trek has changed over the years, and while this Picard had some Star Trek elements in it, it wasn't strictly Star Trek. And I don't think that the overarching storyline, where you take a single story and stretch it over 10 episodes, I don't think that lends itself to a good Star Trek show. Like I think that by doing that, you kind of eliminate the things that really make Star Trek great. So I don't think the horse can follow me in here. Okay. Either I gotta fight a snake monster thing, or I gotta climb to the top of this tower. And yeah, John, exactly. The Picard had some great TNG style speeches. I had fun. I had a lot of fun with the show. Like definitely don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, and I would definitely watch the show again. Like I had a lot of fun watching the entire season. But I also recently watched a series called Lock and Key on Netflix, and that is a fun show. In fact, that was such a fun show that when I found out that it was initially a comic book, I went out and I got the first comic book because it was included with Amazon Prime. So I got that, and wow, the comic book is a lot darker than the TV show. And Rock Solid, I disagree. I think that there was a lot of good replay value in Picard. Like I personally enjoyed it, and I definitely wouldn't have any problems watching Picard again. But I do think that it wasn't a great Star Trek show. Like one of the things I really enjoyed about Lock and Key is, you know what, it was also 10 episodes. It was the exact same the exact same number of episodes as Picard. It followed the exact same format where each episode you gotta see a little more of the backstory, and then all at once you get this huge plot dump. And I'm noticing that that's just kind of the format shows go with these days. A 10 to 15 episode season with a huge plot dump. Not a big fan of it, but that's what we got. But I really, really enjoyed Lock and Key, and I only enjoyed Picard. And I think one of the things that really came down to it is that if Picard had not gone with the Star Trek name, if this had just been a TV series about a mysterious event in which androids attacked Mars and they were outlawed, and there was these half machine, half human people, and a race of full androids, I think I would have had a fun time with that show. I really do think that the thing in the end that was the biggest detriment to Star Trek Picard is that it was Star Trek. It had the Star Trek name to it. Okay, what are you doing here, buddy? You are swinging a sword at me. Let's see. How Have I done the wrong thing? I think I've done the wrong thing. Oh my goodness, camera angle, work with me a little bit here. Ah. Okay, maybe I can actually move on this one. There we go. It should have been the John Luck Picard show. but seriously, like I think you guys get what I'm saying, that Picard literally suffered from being a Star Trek show. And I think that because they tried to go into something that has so much legacy to it, that they ended up, you know, being their own worst enemy. Ah, don't fall now. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this camera. All I can see is my own backside. There we go. Grab it! Grab it! Darn it. Would I enjoy another season of Picard? I'd like to think so. I'd like to hope so, at the very least. My goodness, I can't see the giant Colossus because of this camera angle. There we go. Oh, that's right, L1. L1 locks onto the Colossus. Way to go, me. Would I enjoy another season? Yes. I really hope so. I think the thing that will be the defining factor for me is whether or not... oh my goodness. Is whether or not they make it more episodic. I think that had Picard been more episodic, then the entire show would have been better. Because that was one of the other really bad things about Picard, which I'm going to make a review, so sorry for spoiling so much of it ahead of time. What the heck? But one of the things that they could have done a lot better is fix the pacing. Like, so much of the show just didn't need to be there. They could have done this in five episodes easily. Like episode 8, when I watched it in the full context of the series, served zero purpose. Like, there was zero reason for that entire episode to exist. And that's too bad. And there were lots of times throughout the season where the scene would come up and I'd be sitting there going, why is this scene here? Like, what purpose does this scene actually serve? And there would be no purpose. Okay, come on. Grab it! Grab it! I think I missed it. Like no matter what the show, you do not want a scene where you get done with it and the audience is left thinking this scene served no purpose. Okay, dang it, I am missing something up here. Yeah, the first 3 episodes could have been condensed. Episode 8 could have been removed entirely. Oh, Look, it took me so long to get this that I actually got a hint. That just annoys me. Admiral Clancy, she should have been the admiral from Descent who gave him a chewing out for not using Hugh to destroy the Borg. Like, that was a super missed opportunity. I mean, if you're already going to change Egypt's actor, you could have changed the actress playing the admiral without damaging anything. Crap, he got me good on that one. Get up, buddy. Oh, rock solid, don't be so mean. You have a good night, though. So yeah, there are lots of wasted moments like that. Rios and Dr. J, they're talk about wanting to talk about the painful reality of life under the specter of death. Considering the fact that she had just had a Vulcan mind meld, discussing that very issue. And was feeling very conflicted about it. Like, they did nothing with it. They did absolutely nothing with it. They made an offhand joke and then left it alone. It was like, are you kidding me right now? So there are lots of wasted moments in it. And, with Lock and Key, every single moment of that episode, of that show, oh, crap on a stick. Every single moment of that show was important. Like, not one scene was wasted. Come on, Wanderer. John, I disagree. Rios and Girardi, I mean, the relationship, I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't as out of nowhere as Seven's. So I think the relationship made sense. And she is 100% never going to have any fallout from killing Maddox. They've already set it up where she wasn't the one in control of her own actions. It was Commodore O. She poured poison into my brain, so it wasn't Dr. J's fault. I guarantee you that's where they're going to go with that. Okay, let's try to do this. Kronos, yeah, I got a... I think I have my chat set up for live. I am, however... It's not overlaid on this game for some reason. Somehow that's not showing up right. So I'm having to glance to my right very quickly as I play the game to try and get the chat viewed. So if I'm missing comments, I apologize. I'm not trying to skip anyone's comments. I'm just not doing a good job of reading comments. Oh, wow. I way flubbed that jump. Okay. Get the camera to work with me. Okay, I think if I jump to the arm... Oh, wait. He has a glowing bit on his stomach. Let's stab it. Hold still. Chimbal was asked if Seven and Rafi's relationship was romantic. He said apparently so. Yeah, well, he's an idiot. I don't like the loss of OG characters so quickly. Yeah, and see, that was one of the issues where they really suffered by making it only 10 episodes. If they had made Picard a full 10 or 15 episode, or excuse me, 15 or 20 episodes, instead of this 10 episode nonsense we got, we could have taken some time and set up some of these plots. But as it was, nothing had time to breathe, and then they would just have these moments in it that were completely meaningless to the series as a whole. So, like I said, I still really did enjoy it. I don't want y'all guys to get the wrong opinion. It's just, when I look at it, I see several things that could have been done to improve the quality of the show we got. Oh, well, that was a wasted strike. Is that the Who Peep? What are we talking about? Did I miss something? Kronos. Yeah, I don't like swearing. A long time ago, I decided that wasn't going to be something I did. What the heck just happened? I think I just glitched right through him. Wow, that was weird. No, it didn't kill me. I'll get back up on him. I mean, I got him halfway down. Now I just need to find out how to get to the get to his head. It's so annoying whenever this happens in this game. I really hope that for the PS4 version, they fixed a lot of these errors. Not that it really affects me, but I just hope it. Ah, no, 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 no. Oh, hello, Edge. Ralphie. My ears. And yeah, John, could have been Yetchev. Oh, and yeah, that's another reason it might seem like I don't have live chat on. I'm trying to go back and read things that I'm missing. Oh, it was super bad, Kronos. Okay. Come on, take a swipe at me. You know, honestly, Seven's character was just wasted. The fact that they treated her as if she had no family. I get that we weren't going to see any anything else from Voyager. Like, Seven was the only character coming over. But the idea, well, and Ichab for a hot second. But the idea that Seven's like, no, I have no family. Like, what are you trying to pull on us? Okay, here we go. Grab a hold, grab a hold. Seriously, this kid is like a rag doll. Yeah, like they could have killed Chakotay off screen and I would have been happier. Honestly, I would have loved to see like a moment's communique between Seven and Janeway. You know, like, hey, just recognizing the fact that Seven was that close to Janeway. And then it would have been like a nice moment where she's doubting her humanity and she reaches out to Janeway. That would have been awesome. There we go. And yes, Seven should do the Momo challenge. I mean, I guess if I think about it on this ragdoll physics stuff, if I was climbing a giant building and it started to throw me around, I'd probably be ragdolling a little bit too. Okay. Here we go. As soon as it stops shaking its head, I can finally have that be. Do it. Yeah, John, so I thought about how interesting it would have been if Janeway had been the admiral chewing out Picard. I don't think I would have liked it. Like, I don't feel like Janeway was a good matchup for Picard. She doesn't have the same intimidating factor as Patrick Stewart does. I mean, no offense to Catherine Mulgrew, but Picard, she ain't. Grab on, grab on. I mean, it definitely would have, like, they would have had to play it differently. It couldn't have been the conversation we got where Picard claimed that the Federation didn't have the right to do what they've always done with the Prime Directive, which was such a dumb argument from him. Okay. Rats, I gotta get back down to the stomach one. Like, it would have had to have been fundamentally different, the chewing out that Janeway gave Picard. Oh, catch it, catch it. Got it. Wow. You might not be able to tell, but this game is stuttering hard right now. I'm gonna have to lower settings somewhere. No, that is not oil. These things just have black blood. Cinnabon Bunny, what do you think would happen if you put your head inside a replicator and order food? Surely they got safety mechanisms to make sure that no one can do that. You know, the door has to be fully closed. Oh, there we go. Before the replicator will engage. Kronos, put your head in the microwave and get yourself a tan. Dare to be stupid. So I remember the first time I saw this game. A friend of mine was playing it, and I came in at like the end of the game, and I started a new game on his system. He was my roommate in college. And one of the really cool things they do here is if you look, each time he defeats someone, his outfit gets a little more ripped up. Like each time you beat one, you see the 3 guys standing around him now. So each time I defeat a spirit, a new black ghost thingy shows up. But 2, like his actual outfit, it gets more black. More holes start to appear in it, and like his face becomes more gaunt looking throughout the game. It's really cool. Thy next foe is in the land of the vast green fields, rows of guiding graves. It is giant indeed, but fearful it is not. That's cool. Well, if you have a PS2 or a PS4, it is well worth the play. Let's see if I can get a look at his front here. So you can see his shirt already, like the white is starting to get stained black. I don't see any holes yet, and his face isn't looking too bad yet. But as the game progresses, like his face becomes more ashen and stuff. Now, one of the cool things about the Dormir voice that you just heard is that when they recorded this, they're not speaking any real language, first of all. Like, that's not Japanese or anything. It might be Japanese in reverse. I forget on that point. But what they did is they had a guy and a girl read the lines and then play them on top of each other. They gave that real nice, weird reverb sound. Matthew, you like to look at his front? Yeah, if I could zoom in, Thomas, I would. There we go. Now I'm able to zoom in on his front. I'll give you those audio bites. I don't mind. I tell you, one game that I was quite surprised about, speaking of fronts, was God of War. I did not know the first time I played that game that it was quite the game, quite the depiction of frontals. That was not something I was expecting in a video game, to be quite frank. But you know what? I'm gonna stop it there because, as you can see, these boss fights, they can take forever to get done. But this is, like I said, this is one of my favorite PS2 games. What else do I got in here? I guess you guys won't be able to see anything because as soon as I turn this off, it's just gonna go down. But you know what? I'm gonna wrap it up here anyway. I see Rambling Canuck just came on, so everyone, go jump over to Rambling Canuck's stream. And until the next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please share it, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that bell icon to be kept up to date with all the new videos that I release on this channel. And as always, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.